Hi everyone. Just waiting for more people to join. I hope you all are doing good. I trust and hope you all are doing well and thank you for being here whether you're watching it on our Unicorn University forum or you're watching us on YouTube or you're watching us on Instagram. Hi. Hi Supreme Reiki. Hi Vallari. I just hope you all are doing good and I'm going to wait for a couple of more seconds till we start. And I request you all to just wait for a minute and then we will start. Today's topic is very interesting, and many of you, in fact, asked me that Ashwini, when can you talk about Reiki? Because there is so much that people have heard, and there is so much which everyone wants to know about Reiki, but they are not aware of it. So, hence, we are doing this video. And if you hear any disturbance sound in the background, please do not mind because there is a lot of construction work going in the building where I live. So it's very important that you stay focused on what I say. And can you all hear me and see me? Just drop a thumbs up if you can. And we are going to begin with our session right away. All right. So let us begin. Let us begin talking about a very powerful topic, Reiki. Now, many of you have, I know a lot of you who are watching me live, or who are going to watch this as a replay, have have been either students or Reiki clients. And yeah, it's amazing that this modality is it's such a gift to us, and so many of us are not even aware of. And in fact, for me, flashback before 2013, I was neither aware of Reiki. Am audible or am not audible? Can someone confirm? Can you all confirm if I'm audible? I mean, I'm specially asking for Instagram people. Am I audible or I'm not audible? Otherwise, I will have to log out and log on. And on Unicorn University, can you please confirm if I'm audible? Because we have people telling me that I'm not audible. So can you just mark a comment and write down, yes, okay, superb, yes, on Facebook, I'm audible. Okay, superb. Sonal, thank you. Dipti, thank you. I'm going to just quickly do some settings here. And start our topic. All right. So let us begin with what exactly is Reiki and how has Reiki impacted my life and how can it impact life of anyone who would like to know more about it or would like to practice it or would like to be a practitioner or a master or a teacher. So let's look at it. Now, in the post pandemic scenario, last 2 years, we spent at home, we spent at staying in lockdown. A lot of us also stayed in fear. I think we cannot say that the damage which happened physically due to COVID was, it wasn't there. But more than that, we spoke a lot about the physical damage which happened during COVID, but we did not know about the mental and emotional damage which has caused. And yes, in fact, this is one topic which is not much talked upon by people, which is about your mental health, which is about your emotional health. So, post pandemic scenario. I wouldn't yet even call it a post pandemic scenario, because, of course, somewhere we all know that there is a part of the pandemic which still exists. But now, as technology went ahead and we got vaccinated and we got medicines and all of that, and there is now more awareness about what can we do to avoid or to stay healthy. Because of all of that, the impact is, of course, definitely it has changed. But over a period of time, mental health has been compromised. And most people do not talk about mental health. It's easier for people to talk if they have cold or cough or stomach pain or stomach infection or back pain or leg pain. But people don't talk about people don't talk about how it impacts your mind. And there are so many times where people get panic attacks, anxiety attacks, which they identify as a physical symptom, because there is a part of a panic attack which is shown up as a physical symptom. However, there is a part of a panic attack which also happens on in the mind. And that exactly is what we are talking about here. That's exactly what we are looking at here. Because at Unicorn Insight, we believe that we are we are someone who look at mind, body, and spirit, all of it together. Okay. So why is energy healing important? So I'm going to come to that in a bit. But before that, I'm going to talk about a very, very important topic, which is, I don't believe in Reiki. Will it work for me? Or many people say, my husband doesn't believe in Reiki. My wife doesn't believe in Reiki. My father, my mother, my sister, my boss, they don't believe in Reiki. Will it still work for them? A lot of times people also say, my husband or my wife doesn't believe in these things. Okay. Now, when you say these things, what are we referring to? When you say these things, it is referring to something which is mumbo jumbo, or which is something which is a superstition. A superstition is an umbrella term used to put anything which doesn't have a physical evidence. Having said that, there are people who are educated, who are intellectual, who are smart, who understand, and they believe that if they believe in this, it will make them less intelligent, or they just discount it as if this side of the world doesn't exist. And I also know there are people who are medical doctors, who are engineers, chartered accountants, lawyers, who have seen miracles of energy healing change their lives, and they have been converted from skeptics to believers. And I know so many people who have actually understood that yes, there is a superpower, there is the power of the universe. And this brings us to, why do people say that I don't believe in these things? And how many are healers here? I'm sure a lot of people who are watching us are healers here. And you might have heard from people saying, I don't believe in these things. And it really crushes your heart, and it crushes your soul when someone says that I don't believe in these things, as if you're doing some kind of a quack and you're trying to fool people. And that's why a lot of healers also have the imposter syndrome. And of course, I can talk about that sometime later. If you want to know more what's an imposter syndrome, Google about that. But that's one of the things what a lot of healers face. And that's the reason they don't go out in the world and they don't practice their healing. And that's the reason that these knowledges, energy sciences, have yet been left behind. There is also one more aspect to it, which is, many people believe it's a quack. Many people believe that Healers are babas and gurus and gyanis who are just sitting there to fool you. So yes, I would say that in all professions, there are good people, there are bad people. There are people who are not doing their work honestly, and there are people who are doing their work honestly. Now, that is not specific to one profession, that is specific to all professions. So, as much as I know there are people who are tarot readers, energy healers, who have deceived people to taken money from them and not given back to them. But I also know doctors who have done that. I also know technicians who have done that. I also know lawyers who have done that. I also know chartered accountants who have done that. At the same time, I know doctors who are so dedicated to their work, they just want to cure the patient. Technicians who give you the right service, lawyers who make sure that you are legally rewarded, chartered accountants who help you with managing your finances and making sure that every penny is being taken care of. And there are honest and sincere energy healers and energy practitioners. So first and foremost, do not generalize that energy healing is a quack, because every profession is a quack if you think so, and if not, every profession. So there are good and bad, and you need to be aware of the good and bad about this. Secondly, when people say I do not believe in this, we are only it is because they have not experienced magic and miracles. It's also because they are looking at only half of the picture. So we have two sides of the brain. We have the left brain and the right brain. Most of the education which we are into is only looking at the left side of the brain, which is rational and logical. Next is when we are looking at the right side of the brain, which is creative and magical. Now, when we work, most of it, so when we study, when we take degrees, we learn, our school system, our education system only uses half of our brain, which is the logical side. And that's why, the Vedic education system, which we Indians had eons ago, yes, be proud of your culture, we had centuries ago, it looked at both left and right side of the brain. If you have watched the old Ramayan on Doordarshan, most of my age group people, we were really small, so we never understood that then. But I watched it in lockdown, and the kind of education which Lord Sri Ram took up, his teacher talks about chakras and aura and astral body and all of that. So the old Vedic education believed in both left and right side, and right now the education which we have right now in our world is only left sided, which means it's only logical, it's only based on reading and understanding. But there is something which is beyond understanding, which we do not look at. And unfortunately, when, no offense to anyone, but when the British Raj came to India, a lot of our old Vedic structure of education was destroyed. And that is the reason we only believe in the kind of medicine which we see with our eyes, which we hear with our ears, and which we feel it. But we do not look at healing, which is more than what you can see with your ears, see with your eyes, and hear with your ears, and which is beyond your understanding. Because this is what we call as holistic learning. So, yes, I do very much believe in the Western medicine, and I very much, if at all I'm sick, I definitely make sure that I take the right medicines. I visit my doctor. I make sure that I take them, whatever medicines they give me. But I also follow my body. I also do self healing. I also sometimes, if I'm very sick, I ask my teachers to send me energy healing, because healing is holistic, and that brings us to the four levels of energy body. We look at in traditional scenario, when we talk about traditional medicine, or when we talk about Western medicine, we are only treating it with the physical part, which is the first body, which is the physical body. Physical body is what you are seeing. There are next three layers which we look at, which is mental body, which is your thoughts, emotional body, which is your feelings. Now, thoughts and feelings are different from each other, because feeling is what you feel, and thoughts is what is going on in your head. Both are very closely connected to each other, but both of them are also different. And the fourth level, which is your spiritual body. Now, what is your spiritual body? Spiritual, now, in if you look at Vedic literature, we talk about sthula deha, physical body, sukshma deha, energy body, karan deha, and mahakaran deha. So these are your astral and your spiritual bodies, which are at a high frequency. A lot of times when we are treating someone with Reiki energy healing, We are not just healing their physical body, but we are also healing their mental, emotional, and spiritual body. Now, when I say we are healing, it's not what me as a practitioner, me as Ashwini Chube is doing, or any other Reiki master or Reiki practitioner is doing. It is happening through the universal energy, which is Reiki. What does Reiki mean? Reiki means universal energy. Ancient texts, not just in India, but all over the world, spoke about this energy. In India, we speak about it as prana, or in Ayurveda, if you see, we speak about it as prana. We talk about chakra and nadi, the which are the part of your energy body. The Chinese speak about it as qi or chi, and that's why we have qigong and qigong and all these Chinese healing modalities. They are as wonderful as any other healing modality, just like how beautiful we have Ayurveda. The Japanese call it ki, and that's why Reiki means universal life force energy. In the Western culture, in the Western religions, it's often looked at as light. Now, all of this is all about your your healing energy, and that is exactly what Reiki is all about. Now, energy healing is more than looking at a physical body and healing a physical body, because the physical body and the energy body is deeply connected to each other. So if you are having problems in your physical body, there is problem with emotions, there is problem with thoughts, there is problem with physical body, of course, and also there is problem with your energy. At Reiki, what we do is the energy clears your three levels of bodies, and it automatically starts working on your physical body too. Now, that is the reason I always say that take medicines, but also make use of alternative therapy, because when you take medicines, it is taking part of the physical body. But can you imagine that it's being taken care of, your physical body is being taken care of, and at the same time, your emotions are calmed down, your thoughts are relaxed, and your spirit or your energy is clean. What happens? You are healed. You are healed faster than what you would if you would be only popping the medicines. Energy healing looks at three aspects of your healing. One is the food, the thoughts, and your breathing. Of course, there is a detailed study about this, but in today's session, I'm just going to introduce you to how does Reiki work, and how does Reiki look at goes beyond the barriers of time and distance. Now, when you look at healing, so I'm going to just give you a quick background of my story about Reiki, how I discovered Reiki. I first came across Reiki when I think I was in my final year of college, and that was the time I used to get massive migraines. I used to wake up with headache, and it used to last whole day long, and I used to go to bed with the same headache at the same time trying to study. My doctors gave me heavy medications so that the headache calms down. Unfortunately, the medicines did not work on me, and they just made me more sleepy. I gained a lot of weight, and I still say that if I hadn't taken medications then, and if I hadn't gained weight then, because that was the only time of my life where I gained weight, it would be totally different, because almost for a year I was taking up medications, strong medications, which made me sleepy and which did not let me study well, and my headache never vanished. And that lasted for quite a long time. Now there was one of our family uncles, my one of my mother's cousin. He had come down once to meet my grandfather, and in our Indian culture, when we have someone who comes to our place, if the person is elderly, you always touch their feet. I was a college kid then, and that uncle was talking to my parents and my grandpa, and I touched his feet, and he blessed me. Now he put his hand on my head to bless me, and that was hardly for a few seconds, and my headache just stopped. And I thought, okay, what is this? Because I was not aware of what's happening. I immediately told my mom that, Mom, I don't know what happened, but my headache is just gone. And she said, oh, because that uncle, he practices something called as Reiki. Okay, I hadn't heard about it before. Wow, it was something new. Can this headache stop? Because I thought I have to live all my life with this headache. And then I realized that this is how powerful this energy can be. But I was not aware of what it is, because that time I used to feel it is something like a acupressure or acupuncture. I was still not aware of it. Over a period of time, with a lot of complementary therapies, with homeopathy, and of course, well, by seeing at taking advice from another doctor, doing homeopathy, my headaches gradually started vanishing. My health started getting better. I stopped eating medicines and I said, I'm not going to eat a single medicine now. Doesn't matter, but I'm done with it. And slowly, gradually, after that, my situation changed. Flash forward to about another 10 years or another 8 years, where I was working, and we had gone for a Diwali um, meetup, Diwali party, family get together at one of my mama's place. And I developed a very terrible toothache because there was some cavity or something which had happened, and I couldn't eat. And the tooth pain was so crazy that I couldn't even have a spoonful of rice. Okay, I'm just going to wave and say hello to all of you who are here and then continue with the story. I know it's interesting, right? I know there are many Reiki practitioners who have joined. Hi, Momita. Hi, Charu. Hi, Natasha. Hi, Nidhi. Hi, Vallari. I hope you all are well. I'm just greeting people on Insta. And yes, hi to all of you on Facebook who are watching me. And thank you for watching. Hi, Kalyani. All right. So, in case I will catch up with you all once again, but till then, yeah. So, one of my aunts, who was a Reiki practitioner, she just put her hand around my jaw, and my tooth pain stopped. Again, she was a Reiki practitioner, and I don't know what magic happened, but I could just totally, have that energy and felt good. Later, what happened was I felt good, and my pain almost dropped down. And I started pondering on what this Reiki is, but I never gave that a thought until 2013, where I was going through some life changes and a lot of things happening in all areas of my life. I was guided to see my Reiki teacher, and since then, my story began. I was not even aware what Reiki is, what attunement is, totally no clue. And I was just drawn on that path, not even knowing if I would become a Reiki grandmaster one day and start teaching and start empowering. And but I guess that was what my life purpose was, and the universe guided me there. So, Reiki is the universal life force energy which goes beyond time and distance. Because, as I said, four levels of body, the physical body, the mental body, the energy body, the emotional body, and the spiritual body. Now, when you talk about mental, emotional, and spiritual, this is what we call as the energy body, or um, the subtle bodies, also they call it. So Reiki works with both. Now, because Reiki works with both, whether you are right now sitting in front of me, or whether you are sitting in Singapore, or whether you are sitting in Delhi, or whether you are sitting in Bombay, or whether you are sitting in London, or you're sitting in New York, doesn't matter. You can receive this healing. And how do you receive this healing? Because your subtle body, see, your physical body has limitations of time and space. Your physical body, for example, if you are taking a healing treatment from me right now, you may need to be in physical space with me. And that's why we need to go to see a doctor. But when you are healing with Reiki, you don't need to be in the physical space, because we do not look at healing you with physical space. Of course, in level 1 of Reiki, we learn to heal through touch. So a level 1 practitioner has to touch the clients to make sure the universal energy works through them, walks through them, and they receive the healing. But anything above level 2, which is second level of Reiki, you can heal the person wherever he is in the world, he or she, no matter what time, because there are people who sometimes say that I have an interview tomorrow, Ashwini, can you give me Reiki for that? And it works because you're giving Reiki to the future. Or sometimes people have, say, childhood trauma or some incident which happened in their past, which is still holding a trauma on them. We go in the past, we clean that situation with Reiki energy, and that person becomes trauma free. And that's the beauty of this beautiful healing modality, that you are you are healing beyond the paradigms of time and space. Now, how did it really help during 2020, 2021, and the last 2 years? Most people were in isolation or in lockdown, or they were in the quarantine. Now, it was not possible every time for a doctor to visit them physically. Of course, there were a lot of doctors who were treating on video call, they were telling medicines, and people were taking it. And also, people were healers wouldn't go and treat people because we all were locked down. At this point of time, healing through space and time and distance really worked. And that was the first time a lot of people opened up to healing through time and distance. And there were so many people who said that I don't know what it is, but I'm willing to give this a try because I just want to feel better. And most of us healers, I'm sure a lot of healers are watching me. Most of us were busy in the last 2 years because we were flooded with work requests, because people needed distance healing, healing in other parts of the world. I've received requests for healing from America to Australia to Europe and to Dubai and Singapore and Middle East and everywhere. And that is because there were no barriers of time and space. And how does it get even better than that? Because you can heal people beyond time and space. And that is the reason healing with Reiki really worked and people really started getting more aware of it. Now, there are different levels of Reiki, just like there are different levels of, say, any other study course or any other knowledge. So, just like, um, say in Taekwondo or in Karate, there are white belt and so on till black belt. And like how in school you have standard first to standard 10th and graduation and all of that, in Reiki we have different levels. The first level is the beginner's level, where you learn to heal through touch. Now, when you learn to heal through touch, what happens is you actually put your hands on a painful part of the body and heal. The next level is where you heal through time and distance. Now, at this time, what happens is you don't need to be in physical proximity of the person. You can apply it anywhere and everywhere, and wow, it works beautifully. Because I know once there was a client who had asked for healing, and she said that I could actually feel the energy on me. I could actually feel the pain, because she was staying somewhere and I was here, and she said that I know you did healing because I could feel the energy. And that is so beautiful, and that's one of the best things which could happen. So that is the second level. Now, at the third level, what happens is, so in second level, we also learn symbols. And through these symbols are like portals. If any one of you have been a fan of Marvel or, all those superhero movies, you see people drawing symbols and making portals and you entering it. Yes, it's exactly like that. So magic is not fiction. In fact, we are made to believe that magic is fiction so that we stay in our limited capacity and we let go of our own power. But the more you start believing, the more you will start um, applying it. Okay, so for all of you who are asking how can do we do distant healing, or do you want to learn and all of that, I will be putting all the details once our video is done. And for all of you, especially who are asking to learn Reiki, we are having a Reiki class on 29th and 30th of January. And I will put more details. The class is on Google Meet as of now, because we are still living under the lockdown. And I'm not saying a lockdown, we are not in a physical lockdown though, but it's good to socially distance. So we will be doing the class on Google Meet very soon, and I will get in touch with all of you. We'll mention below all our pages and on Unicorn University on YouTube as well as on Instagram. I'll put all my details. So that was about level 2. In level 3, you become a master, which means you master your game. You master your art of Reiki. You master everything about the chakras, the nadis, the aura, different categories of healing, different types of healing. This is the place where we practice a lot. This is a place where we really practice how to heal others and how to heal yourself. And the final level, which is the grandmaster level, is where you become a master teacher. And which means you can start teaching. The way I teach Reiki, you can start teaching. Now, this is the most beautiful part is the Reiki journey takes you one step higher each time, and it empowers you. When I learned Reiki first, I just thought it was healing by touch. But what I did not realize was it was a very big, deep spiritual journey which Reiki ushered in me, and it really helped me create more in my life, not just in by healing me, but um, it changed a lot of things for me. My abundance, the people in my life, everything just changed, and today my quality of life is much better than what it was before. Reiki also opens you up to a lot of psychic gifts. So your intuition goes over the top. Sometimes when a client walks in for a reading, before they tell you why they have come for a reading, you know what is it that they are asking you for. Or you get a random phone call from someone, what are the intentions. Do they really have good intentions or they do not? And that is how your intuition starts developing with Reiki. Because when you practice Reiki, when you do healing on others or when you do self healing, it actually cleanses and purifies you, and it helps you take better levels of life. You also start releasing people from your life who are not good for you, and you start attracting people in your life who will be a contribution, who will be a support system, who really have good intentions for you. You will start attracting abundance on all levels. I know people who are Reiki practitioners, and they are into a corporate job, or and they have seen miracles there. A lot of people have found better jobs, promotions, relationships with their spouse have started getting better, relationships with family has transformed. The list is endless. But what Reiki typically helps you is to make your life better and to help you on your journey of ascension. So, if you're not yet aware of what ascension is, I have an entire series on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram and on Facebook about what Reiki, what ascension is. So you can talk about that. Now, to the last part of this talk, which I want to, I wouldn't say conclusion, but this is what your takeaways could be about Reiki. The first thing is Reiki can be used for self healing. So day in day out, you can heal yourself. You can heal your physical, mental, and all levels of body. You can heal your spirit. What is your spirit? Your spirit is your your soul. Next, when you can heal others, you can also help your family, friends, and it can just transform their lives too. If you want to take up Reiki healing as profession, you can be a professional healer too, and you can actually empower clients by using Reiki therapy. If you choose to become a master, you're walking on the path of mastery. And as we learn at Reiki Masters level, Reiki Master is not just becoming a master, or it is not the end of the studies. It is starting a new journey as a walking, talking master. Do you embody mastery within you? That is the whole responsibility of being a Reiki master. And of course, the last and the final one, healing the world. Because when you heal one person, you share the light. As I said, you are not doing it. Many people ask me that if you are doing Reiki, will you get tired? No, because it's the universal energy. It's not your energy. I give this example. If a person is undergoing a surgery and the person needs blood, does the doctor give his own blood to the patient? No. He probably goes to the blood bank, gets the compatible blood group, puts the drip or whatever it is. I'm not sure because I'm not a doctor, but whatever they do it, and they give blood transfusion to the patient, and the patient gets better. So would you ask the doctor that, अरे बाप रे, आपने blood transfusion कर दिया, आपने खुद का खून दे दिया क्या? Did you give your own blood? No, the doctor doesn't give his or her blood. The doctor makes sure that the blood which is available in the blood bank is being transferred to the person. And that's the reason by doing Reiki, you are not going to get depleted of your energy, because it's not your energy, it is the energy of the universe, which a Reiki practitioner has learned, has been trained to channelize to heal someone who needs it. So healing the world, which so when you are using the universal energy to heal one person, you are igniting the world with your light. And imagine how if you heal someone and someone learns Reiki and they heal 10 people. So I always say, when I teach the class, I say that, okay, I have 10 students in my class. Now when I'm doing the healing, I may heal say 50 people. But imagine there are 10 people in the class and each one of them heals 50 people. And you can see how many people get healed. And then you become masters and you start teaching and you make the world still a better place. So that is about Reiki. Now I'm also going to talk about consent in Reiki, because that is one thing which people ask. Now sometimes people get so scared when I say that you can heal someone by distance. They say that, does it mean that you can heal anyone? Does it mean that you can access anyone else's aura? So you need permission of the person who is receiving that energy to heal. So it's, for example, if we have someone, if we have a client XYZ, they really are looking for Reiki. We ask them, do you give your permission? If they do, then we start. If they do not, we are not going to receive it. It's like someone rings a doorbell and you do not open the door. They are not going to come in. Similarly, when you're sending energy, every person has to open the door of their energy so that they can receive energy healing. People ask me, what about people who don't believe? Can they receive Reiki? Now, my intent, I always say that if you have the intention to heal, maybe you believe or you do not believe. For example, during the COVID pandemic, many people reached out. They said, I don't believe in this, but I'm feeling so desperate right now. I want to feel better. Aap kuch bhi karo, but send me energy healing. I just ask them, do you give me a permission? They say yes. And we do the healing. And people sometimes have seen changes and they have seen magic and miracles. Last and the final thing about Reiki is, do we charge energy exchange or is it free? Many people believe that healing should be free because it is God's gift. Energy could be free for you, but learning to channelize the energy needs training, needs efforts, needs techniques, and needs a lot of practice. Trust me. In my first 2 years of learning as a Reiki master, I have meditated for maybe something like 1 hour, 2 hours. I did it with my full time job. Over a period of time, we read books, we invest in studies, we do certifications, we we share with our teachers, we make sure that um, we are trained so that our clients get the best benefits, and then we pass on the universal energy to you. So yes, the energy is available, but knowing how to channel the energy is not freely available. For that, you need training, you need commitment, and you need seriousness. And that's the reason asking for energy exchange is asking for fees, which means it's asking to honor you for the work you're doing. The healer who is healing, you honor the healer, you respect them. When you ask for free healing, you do not respect the healer. You believe that they are at your disposal, which is not true, because they are someone who are trained to do that. And that is the reason energy exchange is a must. So anytime when someone says free healing, this is always the answer. So all of you who are healers out here on Unicorn University, on Instagram, if you are looking for, if you are wanting to send healing to people, but if you're ashamed to ask for money, or you're ashamed to ask for your energy exchange, which is your due honorarium, Do not be ashamed to ask, because this is the fact. Just like every other profession, this is a serious profession. You are putting your time, your energy, and of course you have spent time, money, certifications. So it's all your right to receive that. So all of you who have the imposter syndrome, who feel not good about receiving, do not be afraid. Make sure you receive and you give. So, well, that was about Reiki. This is all I wanted to share on this Energy Healing Tuesday. We have started this new segment where me and my team members, we go live every Tuesday and speak about some amazing healing modality. We are also going to have some amazing guests here after some time, but for now it's me and my team. We are we are going to talk about all the modalities which we practice, which have benefited us, and which you can learn and empower yourself. So, for all of you who are asking me, do we do healing? Yes. Do we teach? Yes. What are the charges? We will be sharing the brochure and the links, and you can get in touch with us for that. So, all of that will be answered. Any more questions? Happy to take up questions. Happy to take up any questions, guys. So for all of you who have written, I have received your messages, and I will be sending you all details of the Reiki course and all of that. So, but any questions about Reiki, anything you want to know? So for all of you are asking how much do I charge and all that, or how much do I charge? When are my classes? When is the next Reiki session? Or I will be sending all those details. This live is only for information about Reiki. Okay, so we have a viewer here who is asked about, is unicorn light healing same as Reiki? No. Reiki, the Usui Reiki, traditional Japanese Reiki, was founded by Dr. Mikao Usui, who is our master sensei. And that's one healing modality. Unicorn light healing is another healing modality. Although, yes, it is a healing modality too, and it has good um, people benefit from it as well, but it is not the same as Reiki. What are the other modalities I follow? So there are so many, and right from violet flame healing, angelic healing. Last week we had a talk about light keys healing, where my colleague Namrata spoke about, which is another service which we are providing under Unicorn Insight. We are also introducing sound healing. We have introduced sound healing in 2022. You will be shortly hearing about it from us. We also do angelic healing. We do violet flame healing, light language healing, access consciousness healing. There are so many modalities. You can find a lot about that on our website, which is www.unicorninsight.com. And of course, you can watch our videos. We have a lot of free content on our YouTube channel. Um, yes, Ritika, I do teach that as well. Um, we'll get in touch with you for all other healings and readings. Any other question, guys? My Unicorn University folks, any questions? It was a long and comprehensive talk. I enjoyed it. I hope you all enjoyed it too. And if we don't have any questions, we can close this call. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take up all your questions. You can direct um, drop me an inbox message. My email address is ashwini.chube@unicorninsight.com. Please write to me if you're looking at any healing or any learning. You can also I'm also going to write our team address, which is the inbox. which is the inbox.unicorninsight at gmail.com, where me or one of my team members will get in touch with you. And thank you for watching this video. If you like the video and if you feel it benefited, you got benefited because of it, share it with others who may be in need of this knowledge. And thank you very much, guys.